Hi friend, my name is Morgan, and in this video, I'm giving you a simple checklist. It's gonna take you from, boy, I feel extremely overwhelmed, I don't know what to prep, to, I know exactly what to do today. Let's do it. I want to be clear about a couple things before we dive in. We're not prepping for the apocalypse, fam. And even though I want you to be prepared for longer than 72 hours, 72 hours is a really good starting point. So when you're thinking about this stuff, think about it in layers. So it's going to be, I'm going to start for 72 hours worth, then 14 days, then up to 30 days. But again, you don't have to, do it all at once. You can span this out over a while, okay? As a prepper, if you have these 6 things, you're gonna be way ahead of like 90% of people who are unprepared. So just focus on these like 6 things right now. The first one is water. You can survive way longer without food than you can without water. People say you can survive 3 days without water, but you're surviving in agony because even just within 24 hours, things start shutting down. You get brain fog and just so many things start going wrong within 24 hours without water. So yeah, I don't really want to go that route. I suggest storing 2 gallons of water per person per day, and don't forget about pets. If you can only store 1 gallon of water per person per day and for your pets, then start there. But 1 gallon is for drinking only, and then the other gallons are for like hygiene and cooking and cleaning. So, but water is definitely the most important thing you need to be stocking up on. You gotta start somewhere. The next one is food. Now, if you can get food that doesn't need any cooking, canned foods are a really good example of that. I can open up this canned food. Yep, I can even open up this canned food, and I can eat these directly from the cans without any cooking or heating. If I open up this can of soup and eat it straight from the can, it's not going to be like super amazing pleasant, but I'll be able to eat it, but it would be super nice if I could heat it up. But that's something that you can invest in later down the line. But just getting some canned foods and things that you don't have to heat up, and then start working towards things that you need to heat up and cook once you have some alternative methods. Start getting the rice and the beans and oats and whatever else once you have some alternative cooking. And we'll talk about that later. Lighting. When the power goes out, lighting is, well, pretty dang important, So have candles, but I have candles with these lanterns. I got these from IKEA. And then I also have battery powered lanterns. I actually have one of these in each and every house, even bathrooms. If you have ever experienced a blackout while you've been in the bathroom, well, you know how important it is to have one of these in there. I'm just saying. Glow sticks, headlamps, any type of lighting, have lots of it available. Have extra batteries on hand, rechargeable batteries if you have that option, but just regular disposable batteries are a really good start. Ways to stay cool and ways to stay warm. These can actually be killers during blackouts, and that's one of the things that we're preparing for, especially in an urban setting, but especially anywhere, right? It doesn't matter where you live. When it gets hot and the lights go out, you need some alternative options. Now, this is actually a solar fan. I love this solar fan. Ooh, that was loud. I love this solar fan, but battery-operated fans are also good. There's lots of different solar fans on the market, so you don't have to get this one. I really like it. But there's also, for warmth, there's the Mr. Buddy heater. They do say it's indoor safe, but you should have some sort of cracked window open because it does use propane. So just make sure that you are safely using this, okay? I'm putting some other options on the screen here about some other ways to stay cool. You can also make your own like coolers. I have a few videos that actually talk about how to make alternative cooling system. So if you live in a really dry place, this swamp cooler would be a really great option for you. And if you live in a humid place, then this cooler would be a really great option for you. They do both take, they do have to be plugged in because they have some sort of fan that you have to plug in. But if you have that kind of option, then that's a really good thing. But you could also use battery powered fans for those things too. So just ideas there. And as far as heating goes, here I'm listing some alternative options for heating. These can be killers, guys, especially heat. Heat kills a ton of people every year, and so does cold, right? These extreme temperatures will kill people every single year. And it just doesn't have to be that way if we just have a little bit of preparedness. And I want you to be prepared. I want you to have just like one or two or a few options. And some of these things I'm listing, you probably already have: sleeping bags, extra blankets, some jackets, right? Like these are things that maybe you don't have to go crazy with. The other day I showed making a blanket fort, and then everybody huddles in that blanket fort. Body heat plus the blanket fort. Oh man, it was like crazy hot in that blanket fort, okay? And if you have a tent, you can do that. Of course, sleeping bags are really good. I highly recommend 0-degree sleeping bags. So there's lots of options for cooling and heat. Our household was just affected by a pretty nasty little cold that we got over, but it was pretty bad. And so the first aid didn't help us much there, but our over-the-counter medications sure did. And good thing we had them, okay, especially for our kids. They were suffering a little bit more than we were. But we also had other things, like we had extra vitamins, like emergency, and we were just taking extra vitamins, eating lots of fruit and veggies, right? We normally do, but like we really piled it on. I make this like garlic honey that also like just takes out anything that's in your system. It's really great. And there's like a turmeric ginger honey that I also make, also takes out anything that's affected you. So anyway, it's terrible to consume, but man, it works. And then first aid. Okay, first aid is one of those things that just gets really overlooked, and if you were to ask somebody if they had a first aid kit in their house, I think people would say, yeah, probably somewhere they might have some bandages or something like that, but have a basic first aid kit that is fully stocked with bandages and alcohol pads and everything that you could ever need to handle little boo-boos around your home, okay? Make a plan. That's the last one I'm going to talk about. And you're probably like, really? A plan? For what? For everything, okay? This is something that people really skip because it's not buying food and water, right? It's not getting a bunker. It's not ammo. It's not really exciting because you actually have to sit down and think about these things, right? It's where are you going to go if, if like you can't stay home, if there's something barreling towards your home and you have to evacuate, right? How are you going to contact each other? What are meetup locations? What's your plan if things just go awry? Like what's your blackout tote? Do you have any checklists? I actually have this available for pre-order. This is something that I am going to be releasing in the next couple of weeks, but I have it available on my website for pre-order. The link is down below in the description or at royalpreparedness.com. And yeah, it's basically a full binder that it's filled out for you, it's not filled out for you, but it's made for you. And it basically has all these things that you fill out. And then with this binder, you're prepared. It also has checklists and inventory sheets and skills, running mock drills, all these things in here for you, ready to go. Me and my family would be happy to make this binder for you for a nominal fee, and pre-orders are available at my website right now. So thank you all so much for your support, and I hope that this is an amazing addition to your household. None of this are things you have to do right now, okay? Your next grocery visit, just get a couple gallons of water and a few cans of food, okay? Make the plan a little at a time. You don't have to sit down and spend hours making the plan. Just start somewhere, okay? This is a step-by-step, little by little. This is not, I have to acquire all this stuff right away. I'm giving you ideas and I'm giving you options, but this shouldn't make you feel more overwhelmed. This should give you an action plan. Okay, first I'm going to tackle water, and I can tackle food at the same time. Lighting, I can get like a headlamp or two, right? Ways to stay warm, I got some blankets, right? Maybe I'll invest in a sleeping bag next. Oh, I'm going to get that kiddie pool to stay cool, and maybe I'll invest in some blackout curtains for my home. Basic first aid, I can go get a basic first aid kit right now from Walmart or Amazon or wherever. And then a simple plan, I can get that started today, right now, and then pre-ordering that binder so you can have it physically in your face, right? And remember to sign up for my email list at royalpreparedness.com. I offer weekly tips, advice, and just so much more on there. And I hope that you are getting prepared and staying prepared. And if you ever have any questions or comments or anything, please leave them below down in the comment section or email me. I always reply back. I am a real human being. I'm not AI. And my little mess ups, my little stuttering, make it real, right? I am not Will Smith eating spaghetti. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.